All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here on Saturday morning, and today we've got the SBDC101. What people are referring to as one of the newest versions of the 62 MOS release. This one definitely reminds me a lot more of what we were calling the 62 MOS a couple of years ago with the SBDC053 and the 051. Those were really, really nice watches, but a few different things with them didn't really make them fall into that true 62 MOS. This one does, mainly being the case size. Those were 42 and a half, almost 43 millimeter watches, I do believe. This one comes in at 40.5 from side to side on the case, so it's a really, really nice size on this. You got 47 is what I measured, lug tip to lug tip, coming in at 14 millimeters of thickness at the top of the sapphire crystal, and you have a 20 millimeter lug opening. Not only that, but the handset they're using on this watch is more reminiscent of the 1970s style, 1960s and 70s style Seiko dive watches. So I really think they've brought this watch up to where it needs to be. A lot of us with the 053 and the 051, we really love the watches. I had one, the 053, but it was just a little bit too big for what it is. And Seiko is one of those companies that listens to the customer. So for 2020, they've really taken a lot of their classic case sizes back down to a historical size, a more wearable size for a lot of people. And this 101 is definitely one of those watches. Now, I'm going to get a little closer so we can talk about the dial itself. It's got this kind of a gunmetal gray dial on it with the applied indices. The applied indices are done very, very nice. You can see the polished surround all the way around. And since we've got it up here close, you can look at the beautiful shine on those baton style, style hands on the watch. You got a date window over at the 3 o'clock position here, as you guys can see. You can see the smooth sweep of that second hand. That's this particular watch is running the new 6R35 movement from Seiko. It's a derivative of the 6R15, which is a great movement with 50 hours power reserve, but because of the changes they've made to this movement, now you're getting 70 hours power reserve out of these watches, which I think is really, really great to have that. Very well put together piece from Seiko. Aluminum bezel insert on this. Has a very nice, crispy 120 click bezel with everything lining up just right. Pretty impressive. I just bought the Willard reissue, the SBDC109, and this actually has a little bit smoother of a bezel. The SBDC109 has a more classic kind of, I don't want to say clunky, but chunkier bezel. This is a much more crisp, and I think that's done really nice. Taking a look at the side of the case, you can see the unsigned Seiko crown on the watch. You can see the pierced lugs. That beautiful polished bezel along the top edge of the watch looks really, really nicely done. I guess you'd call that Zaratsu style finishing. I know a lot of people, especially people that own Grand Seikos, are getting a little bent about people using the Zaratsu term outside of a Grand Seiko watch. But honestly, I think that all of Seiko's polishing is impressive enough that people don't get hurt by that. If you spent $3,000 or $1,200 on a watch, you're still getting a watch with incredible, incredible polishing on the case. Pierced lugs for easy band or strap changes if you choose to do so. The bracelet on this watch, very, very well done. Push pin bracelet with the capture pin in the center here, as Seiko usually does. They do that because they say it really keeps them, you're not going to have a pin rattle out or unscrew on the bracelet. I don't know, I'm kind of more of a fan of screw link bracelets. Double fold over clasp assembly, as you can see here. Very nicely done, and you do have a diver's extension. Something I keep forgetting to show you guys on the Willard reissue. You do get a diver's extension on these watches. This is what I do believe. I think this is the same bracelet they're using on. Let's see if I can get this back on camera. Yeah, this is the same bracelet I do believe they're using on the Willard. Taking it up here closer, you can see the case back on here. Now, the stickers on this case back, this is Chris Marshall's watch from Marshall Time, so I'm not going to peel that sticker off, but what you'd expect, you got the PROSPEX logo, serial number on the watch, the information about the sapphire crystal and the water resistance, solid lugs on the watch, and you can see the bottom of the watch is all polished, so it's going to be really smooth to wear on the wrist. So let's go ahead and throw this watch on my 7-inch wrist and then go out with that Lume shot. This watch, the 40.5 millimeter case, fits my wrist perfectly. The thickness of 14 millimeters, the top of that domed sapphire crystal is really, really nice. The watch fits incredibly well. I'll leave links down at the bottom where you guys can get these from different websites. They're getting tougher to find, like the SBDC 109 or the Willard reissue. They're getting a little tougher to find. These will set you back between $1,100 and $1,200 on the new market. I don't think there's many out there used yet available. So let's dim the lights and check out the Lume. So with this, I don't think you guys will be surprised. You know, Seiko applies their in-house Lume Bright very, very heavily on their watches. And it's always been a standout point for Seiko watches forever is the Lume. And that's going back to the SKX. Even when I was a kid, everyone knew that if you had a Seiko watch, it was going to glow really, really good in the dark. So, all right, guys, there's the quick, dirty review of the SBDC 101 from Seiko. This is the new 62 Moss, what they're calling it, reissue watch, but really, really nice piece for the price. So, all right, guys, you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.